Might be evening, early evening, but good afternoon. I guess we need to turn up the AC a little bit, don't we? A lot of press here. I'll give you a little bit of an update, but first, we have a special honor today, and I just want to let you know what they've been doing. But Senator Chambliss and Mayor Shirley Franklin are here today. We just gave them a brief tour, a quick tour, but kind of explain what we're doing so they have an overview. But they were joined this past fall with Governor Deal and Governor Barnes, forming a bipartisan group of folks, just kind of looking at the election process, and so they could be responding to the public. So if there's any concerns, we wanted to just have folks that really cared about Georgia and really wanted to make sure that the truth was out there. And so without bias and bipartisanship, we think in elections so many times when you have at the top bipartisanship, that's a good thing. So we gave them a quick tour, but I thought I'd just open it up. And Senator, if you want to say a few words, and I'll step aside.
Well, thank you, Brad. And Shirley and I, along with Governor Barnes and Governor Deal, are part of what's called the Democracy Defense Project. All the 7 swing states have a replicated situation with bipartisan folks like us who have been in touch with Brad from time to time to see what's going on. We talk to other folks relative to the situation regarding the process of the election. Our purpose is try to make sure that every voter in the state of Georgia has a thorough understanding that our election process is safe, it's secure, and your vote is going to count. And we have been involved with this now since, I guess May. We have done a lot of op-eds, we've done a lot of press releases, we've done a lot of talk shows and whatnot together and individually. And I will have to say that this kind of culminates the work that we've done. And the tour that Shirley and I just had is it's pretty impressive. These folks are on top of what's going on in every county. And you know, we've got 159 counties in our state. Within those 159 counties, we've got in excess of 3,000 precincts. There's a lot of things that could happen that will impact the election. But what we've seen today is that these folks here under Brad Raffensperger's tutelage and leadership, they're on top of any issue that has come up. And thank goodness it's been minimal today. But we're pretty excited to see that here we are 2 hours out from the polls closing. These guys are prepared now to get the count up quickly. They have a war room back here that is manned by, I don't know, it must have been 50 or 75 folks back there working their rear ends off to make sure that everything was done that was supposed to be done and in the right way. Mayor?
Well, thank you. I joined the group because it's fundamental that people trust elections and election process. And I believe that we have the checks and balances in the process in Georgia. We've had an investment in technology. We have bipartisan support for the election processes. And this is to encourage everyone to vote, because the democracy and the success of the democracy depends on everyone believing that their vote will count and their vote counting. So I was glad to accept the invitation from the Secretary of State to join Senator Chambliss to come and see for myself I've been in a war room or two before, and associated with natural disasters when I was mayor. This one is fully built out with people representing the various agencies, state and federal and local agencies, and it is working. And the turnout in Georgia, which I'm sure the Secretary is going to mention, is a demonstration that the vast majority of people in Georgia trust the process and trust that their vote will count because they've shown up to vote. They've voted in record numbers from all areas in the state, even those places where we've had problems because of the hurricane. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And congratulations to your team.
Well, thank you. I didn't know if you, well, we have the good senator and mayor here, if you want to have any questions, but, please. Patricia?
Senator Patricia Murphy with the AJC. Former President Donald Trump has said on the trail many times, including in Georgia, that there's cheating going on in every state in this election. Can you assure voters that you don't see that? Are you confident in these election results that we'll see tonight?
Well, the only thing I'd like to say about that is there have been allegations coming from both parties over the last elections, several cycles of election, and those accusations and statements regarding cheating that is going on has gotten all the way through the courts. And the courts have validated in every single incident that the elections were proper and there was no cheating that was impacting the outcome. So we still got 2 more hours today. And I'm sure there's, because when we have an election, there's a winner and there's a loser. Mayor Franklin and I have been on those, in those election night get-togethers, and the losers are never happy. But, we live in a country that the loser has always been able to stand up and say, I'm really disappointed in the outcome. But from what we've seen today, I don't see there's going to be any loser who can say there has been some fraud or somebody stole this election.
Do you have any other questions? Well, great. We'll be back later. But Senator, Mayor, thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
No update on voting totals yet?
Well, okay, now back to, okay. I wrote those down, and I think we're right now projected out. I think we were at 783,000. So I think we're probably just over 800,000 right now. So I think where we'll be at the end of today will be north of 1.1 million, because all of a sudden it was a little slow. Now it's starting to pick up those last 2 hours. So I think it's going to continue on. So if we have, say, 1.2 with the 4 million we had, we'll be north of 5.2 million. So big turnout, great turnout. The other thing we are really tracking, I know, I go back and say it at the same time, but with the electronic poll pads, we are now 49 seconds. We've been hovering all day. I guess you can't do it any faster than that. So, but it's just excited. That's the average. Line time, and that's not 3 minutes. It's not 2 minutes. It actually dropped down to 1 minute when Senator Chambliss and Mayor Franklin were down there. But let's just use, in less than 5 minutes, people are getting their cards so they can go to the ballot marking device. So people are moving through the lines, and we think that's just great because people are enjoying it. We've been getting emails, and we even have more emails, which is tremendous. And then our call center, this was about 45 minutes ago, but we're up to almost 1,600 calls on the call center, 20 seconds to answer a call. And if you think about our team that we don't have hundreds of people. We have about 20. 25 people that are doing that. So great response. The longest call was 1 minute and 55 seconds. And that's really because you're actually having a call with someone about what the issue is and just helping them. And that's what our job is, to help voters, give them information so we can make sure that they get to the polls today before 7 p.m. So all in all, it looks like it's really good. So thank you much. Yes, sir.
Would you have an update on how many precincts are staying open later due to the non-credible Russian votes?
I can get you that. It's probably in that range, in that 10 number plus or minus. And typically it's about 20 to 40 minutes. Most of them are like 20, 30 minutes. I think there's one that was a little bit larger than 40 minutes, but that's kind of the range right there. Yes, sir.
Roughly 10?
Yeah, rough plus or minus. We can get that number for you.
Thank you.
Has there been any additional threats since the last report?
No, I think once the FBI put out their email and everyone identified, and they put out a very strong email that it was Russian-based, it kind of tapered off. I guess they realized that dog won't hunt today in Georgia. Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
Secretary, just one question. Jose Pagliari from Notice. Given that time is so short, would you describe any disruption from those bomb threats as negligible at this
Well,
point?
we have over 2,300 precincts. And you look at how many precincts were affected, let's say 10, 15, something like that. It's a very minor percentage, but it's irritating. And what we want to make sure that we keep our polling locations safe, and that's what we've been working on since day one, to make sure that the poll workers knew we had their back, that they have a safe environment, and then voters knew we had their back, so they have a safe environment. I went to the Ponce Library today, and there was a Fulton County Sheriff's Department deputy out there, making sure, just sitting out there, and standing up, but just being there so you know that the presence of law enforcement. This is obviously something over the internet, but we jumped on it quickly, and the FBI then followed our lead, and they put out the notice, somewhere around 2 o'clock, and I think people then are back to business, and most polls were not affected by it at all anyway.
Did these come in through the internet, or was it some AI type voice?
No, it came through the internet.
How did that work?
Just internet. At the bottom of the type, it actually came in Cyrillic letters, and so you knew it came from Russia. So that helped us save some time on that one.
And
Yes.
how many threats was this?
It's just several to these counties, but less than 20, and so that's that.
And just so we have a scope of what counties might have to stay late, we have Fulton, we have Gwinnett, and then the incident in Peach County with the state.
Oh, well, yeah, Peach County. Yeah, that one. If you weren't here earlier, that's when they plugged in a space heater, and it kind of fried the EMS, so we replaced that. So that was down, I think, for just a little short while, 20, 30 minutes. Total number of counties, we'll get that to you, but it's a handful. It's probably, we know that, probably less than 10. So it's that kind of thing. But anyway, people are voting, and people are enjoying it. People trust it, and we're just grateful for this work that, Senator Chambliss, Mayor Franklin, Governor Deal, and Governor Barnes have done with their group of folks, just to kind of come alongside and just kind of take a look at it, and then report their findings through these opinion pieces. So we're really grateful for that. Thanks so much. We'll be back.